Libraries are more popular than ever, even as people borrow fewer books. That in a report at StudyFinds. Be sure to like and subscribe below for the latest information. Researchers from data and analytics group WordsRated looked at nearly 17,500 libraries over the last 3 decades and found that these institutions aren't dying in the digital age. They may actually be thriving. I'm just not a library guy, never have been. Reminds me too much of homework when I was a kid. Although visits to U.S. libraries have dropped by 21% since 2009, there are actually more people borrowing books than ever before. Specifically, over 174 million people in the country are registered at a local library. That's nearly 54% of the population. The report from 1992 to 2019 also found that library collections are bigger and more digital than ever before, with over 58% of book selections now being available online. I do need to read more books, but watching TV is so much easier. I mean, you're here. A decade ago, physical books, magazines, newspapers, and video or audio tapes accounted for 98% of the material you would find in a library. By 2019, however, that number stands at just 45% as libraries convert more and more items to a digital format. Ebooks now make up a third of the typical library's collection, with paper books falling to about 40% of what's on the shelf. So what are like the digital copies on the shelf? Just like a pile of zeros and ones? Word is that communities are doing more in libraries than they used to. Well, probably some amorous couples too. I kid. Well, do I? I just know that I've seen some things in there. Anyway, the study finds U.S. communities are using these spaces for local programs more and more, with nearly 6 million programs for children, young adults, and people of all ages taking place inside libraries. 1 in every 10 people visiting a library are now doing so to attend a local program. Very cool. Overall, 125 million Americans attended library programs in 2019. That's nearly double the number in 2004, and over 23% more than in 2014. Have you ever wondered where libraries get their funding? Well, you will be surprised and possibly excited to know that government funding doesn't cover library operating expenses. But I hope you have no overdue books. It turns out those little late fees add up. Between donations, grants, fines, and fees, the StudyFinds libraries actually have a $17.05 billion budget surplus. Wow. In 2019, the average cost of operating a public library was $765,000, an increase of 17% from 2014. That doesn't even take into account the impact of inflation over the last year, and Lord knows we got that going on. At the risk of offending librarians everywhere, I promise to return my copy of Tom Sawyer from high school as soon as I find it. I'm guessing you can open another library with that late fee. We have more info on this and other studies at our website. Just click on the link in the description below where we write all this cool stuff and head to StudyFinds.com.